chips, got it. Made some choices for a profit.
It's week 6 of the 2023 season, and our focus goes to Jalen Johnson. He stayed active a week ago with an 8-tackle performance. It's the Bears and the Lions, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
Bit of a sloppy track here at Soldier Field. Still getting some of the wraparound rain bands of a low-pressure system that's hovered over Chicago the last couple of days. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl, and came really within 1 quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
Go!
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The numbers for Sanders last week, 22 carries, 74 yards and a touchdown.
And those numbers have both he and his blockers motivated this week. They saw that yardage total climbing, but stopped short of 100. Every one of them has to be driven this week to help him reach the century mark.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll try and run forward with Sanders. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. Another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 26. Zero hesitation that time. That was getting right through him.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. From the 24, Goff. They're connecting here with DJ Shark. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Now Goff. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. I'm not sure that you can say that the rain caused that interception, but look, it's clear that throwing the football is going to be tough in these conditions.
No doubt about it, and different quarterbacks handle it different ways. Some guys think the rain isn't a big deal, but wind affects them a little bit more. But you have to wonder, will these conditions hold scoring down? Are we going to have like a 9-6 type of a game? And then the pressure goes on the punters, who often hold for field goal attempts. Can they handle the snap and get the ball down so they can kick it?
Starting on the ground with Herbert. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away, because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
This is taken at the 23. Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit Lions getting set for another series here. He's well on his way to a 1,000-yard season, maybe on pace to just tear past that, Charles. Defensively, they need to pay a little bit more attention to him.
Yeah, I think so, because remember, throwing the football, that can shred a defense quicker than anything else, because as soon as the catch is made, he still has the ability to, yards after catch, get downfield, gain even more, score touchdowns, all of that. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch as this progresses, to see how they defend him and how he changes up his game in order to try to keep getting open.
Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the 50, it's gone. It's complete to Williams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
A give running left. It's Sanders. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Goff. Open man right side is Shark. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll run with Sanders. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
A little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Goff looking to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From the 22, Fields. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. They'll run. This is Darrell Henderson. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3. Nothing to score after 1 on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. On 3rd down, Herbert. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
A great job there by this defense. They give up the long drive, but in the end, it looks like they'll force a field goal attempt.
The Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. Santos' kick is up and through, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So a good job there to kind of weather the storm in that first quarter and come back with their first points in the ball game.
Yeah, you hate to be coming from behind early on, but you're exactly right. They took some time, able to move the ball, and now it's back to a 10-3 game.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. This offense returns to the field. And a former Penn State star, Miles Sanders, we're going to look at him. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. There's Goff. And this one is incomplete.
They'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. So that drive, 4 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early in the elements. You're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, if it's like bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. 3-2 their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago and in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
Another run with Sanders. Stopped on the play by Jaquan Brisker. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bears take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
From the 31, Fields. That's complete to Lazard. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. A false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15. Henderson running straight ahead. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Fields. Completion here to Claypool. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Fields. And that is incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we're going to look at him. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. Looking to throw again on second down. Goff. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Goff now to throw. He's got a man, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time.
I'm seeing a lot of hands on hips in that secondary, and I suspect a lot of mumbling under their breath as well, because this defense has had no answer for the passing game here in the first half.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing again is gone. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Goff. Over the middle, complete. It's Sanders. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll try to run with Sanders, and they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, so that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 2nd and goal, Goff, and they're going to get to him. A sack back at the 9-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Goff. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. Folks' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away from the 6. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll kick things off with an AFC South matchup. Indianapolis traveling to Jacksonville. And it's the Colts who have the lead in the second quarter. Jonathan Taylor with a touchdown run. From there, we'll skip over to Louisiana to check on the Saints at home in New Orleans. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Rams. 2 touchdown passes there for Teddy Ballgame. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. Odell Beckham, a touchdown reception. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Takes it at the 7. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bears offense set to go to begin the third quarter. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, here's Fields. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. On the move past the 40. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. 43 yards. On first down, Fields. He'll get this to Lazard. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And he's brought down. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Throwing again is Fields. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Chase Claypool there to make the grab. And the Bears are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was finished off by the Chase Claypool touchdown catch. And after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. So we're going to look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Goff. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 2nd down, back to Sanders. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 76 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Credit the sack there to Arden King.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Gone. And that is incomplete.
The second in the NFL interceptions, and you understand what? He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also in letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the 2nd half and take over.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense set to get going. Justin Fields bringing it out at quarterback. 5 for 5 that last touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and solo moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Aleem McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop him. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we're going to look at him. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. Now a play fake, and it's gone. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding. Offense.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
Oh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
And a manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. And now Nick Folk. His career long, 56 yards. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
The Bears now ready to take over again. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Here's Fields.
Open man right side is St. Brown. 6 yards, the pickup, and that's a 1st down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get 1 more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Fields throw complete there to St. Brown.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
We'll need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. 3rd and long. It's Fields.
Dancing to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Romeo Aquara shooting in there and dropping him for the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Up the middle they go with Sanders. The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Sanders. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. The offense on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. The Sanders has got it complete. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Folk's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
Fields on first down.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. Throwing on second and long. Fields.
He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. They're giving those short little routes, tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on fourth down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
Fourth down, Fields has to have this one. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
To the air again, Fields. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
From the 21, it's second and 10.
Here's Fields.
Eluding the pressure right toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. On fourth down, Fields.
And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Second down, back to Sanders.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Another run here with Sanders.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll run with Sanders. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team he's going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Lions, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Chicago, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.